Recording. I said, welcome to Tuesday night team training. Thank you for joining us either on the Zoom, the live, or the recording. We call these micro trainings. We've got now until 8 p.m. and in 30 minutes, we want to deliver you 2 or 3 very specific topics that you may or may not be able to implement directly in your biz or possibly with the team or file for future reference. The first of which tonight is working and building a business, possibly with a spouse or someone in the house who's not overly supportive. Linda, I'll leave this to you.
Awesome. This is a common one, guys. So I love the concept of micro training. And so we are going to be developing a whole library of between 8 to 15 minutes max on any topic and build a really huge library of every topic you can think of. So we thought this one comes up quite a bit. I get quite a few personal messages about this. And so here's my 2 cents. And then I'm going to hand it over to James and he can give you his perspective of what it was like for us in the beginning. So working with someone who is unsupportive, especially in your first few years, can be quite common. And so have a think about some of the reasons why someone might be unsupportive of you starting a new business. Have a think about it. If you're watching the replay, just start thinking about it, write them down. Why would someone be skeptical? Why would they be afraid, maybe fearful? Why would they be even to the point of negative and an obstacle saying, no, you can't? What's really going on? I want to deep dive straight in there. Why? Why are they? So I'm going to be looking in the chat box. They don't believe it will work. Good one. They feel like they're being ignored. They're not seeing the results. They don't want you to outgrow them and be more successful. Huge, huge. All of those are absolutely huge. So, and I agree with every one of them. So I feel like the first one, let's start, park right there. There's not a lot of trust in the product yet, in probably the profession. If they've already had a negative experience, if they might have, like most people when they're coming across this profession, they might be thinking, oh, I don't want you to be salesy. I don't want you to be pushy. What are my mates going to think? I don't want you selling to our family and friends. Like, I don't want them judging us. So they are allowed to, would you agree, express and have the same concerns and fears that maybe you have. You, my friends, thankfully are just a little further down the track of building your own belief. Someone has simply spent more time and truth and storytelling. You've had more exposure. You've simply had more chances probably to build your belief in, do I like this? Do I trust them? Can they help me? So most of the time in my experience, the unsupportive partner is simply fearful. And so one of the best ways, here's my most important question. First, acknowledge them. Don't make them wrong. Just hear them exactly where they're at. Don't make that problem wrong. Even though I know you want to take it personally, you want to make a big issue of it, you want to demand and just, yes, you just should do as I'm saying. But what you actually want to do is listen and hear, just like any other person in your business, right? They're your prospect right now. You want to convince them. You want to influence them. You want to win this game of belief, okay? And you want to do it in a really authentic and truthful way. So honor them by saying, I can hear that you've got some concerns. Can you share those with me? Let's have real talk. Like, let's just have straight talk for a moment. I know that you've got some concerns. What are they? And listen to understand. Seek to understand. So step 1, seek to understand. What is it that they don't like specifically? Get them to do all the answers that you can. Number 2, understand. It's like feel, felt, found. I understand how you feel. I had some of the same concern. I needed to know that we were in good hands. I haven't jumped into this lightly. I really love the stories that I'm hearing. This is lighting me up. Here's why I really said yes. This is really for us. It's for you and me. Here's part of my vision. This is what I'm drawn to. I would love for you to consider this. I'd love for you to hear me on this. I totally hear you. And I want you to know that I'm committed to, this is important to me, and I'm committed to getting you some of the answers and information that might help you understand better. Would you be willing? Would you be up for that? So here's the golden question to ask them. What would need to happen? What would you need to see or know so that you could possibly be more supportive with me in this business? What would have to happen? What would you need to understand or see or know? Because everyone's different, right? They're visual, they're kinesthetic, they're auditory. Some just care about money. Some care that you're not with all these party girls that are just going out to conference and having all this fun, and is fearful that, oh my God, maybe you're not coming back. Maybe you will outgrow me, right? Maybe you're going to be hurt. Maybe they're over-promising and they're going to get you. There's so many different elements. So first of all, really, really listen and seek to understand. Ask that question with the real intention of listening. So then you can move forward. It's not gonna, if you make them wrong, you're already out of the game. Okay, so that's step number one. Step number two, when they give you the answer, and chances are they haven't really gotten very specific on what if you're saying what would have to happen, what would you need to know to have more certainty about this? What would have to happen for you to possibly be more supportive? Like, I get you don't have to be my raving fan. You don't have to take the products. You don't have to, do anything extra. What I really love is if you weren't an obstacle. If you could support me from the sidelines, cheer me on, and you don't have to be part of this in any way. I totally get that. But here's why it means something to me. Here's why it's important. Here's my real story of why I want to do this.
Awesome. Do you want me to talk on this topic? Because we're busting in, honey. We've got a couple of minutes left.
So James gets 6 minutes.
No, I don't get that. I get 2. We get 8 minutes per topic, honey. I've got 2 minutes left. So what I would be suggesting, I guess is I've got to talk as a fella now. If you're other half or better half, if you're whatever. But we're coming from fear. If someone starts in something, if there's non-support, it's generally I've got a fear on it. Now, if you've got a very clear, easy line of communication through, you might say, hey, listen, what's your fear around this? What is it? You want to get clear on what their fear would actually be. What is their fear? For me, if I put myself back in those shoes, it was probably that you would spend less time with us. And as the mother and 3 kids, and I had a really busy job and I was away out of the home a lot, I needed to know that you were there and that, that any downtime that might be left, I would still be important. So what's your biggest fear getting through that? Wherever that goes, it's incumbent upon you to, treat this as a business, to show that you want to do this as a business, to say, I hear you, here's my goals and expectations on this. And this alludes back into what's important to you. What's your goal? If you can't clarify that to your number one fan, if you can't succinctly put that in front of them and say, you know what, I'm looking at this, it's probably 45 minutes to an hour and a half a day, 5 days a week. I plan to spend that time in 2 45-minute chunks. This is what it'll look like. Because if you're on the couch constantly scrolling, they just think,
it's not working.
That's not working. You're on social. But if you explain 45 minutes is checking in, posting, looking at people's Insta, being in groups, that's part of my job. I can actually do that on the couch with you while you watch the footy that I don't care about, or the kids are doing this. That's part of my job. That's part of my thing. This is what I expect. I think the other side of that is you plot out, if I can do this, then I hope to earn X amount of money, 200 a week, 500 a month, whatever it is, right? Get clear on that so they're there. And you want to be honest with yourself to check in with that and that goal and that target over time. And if you're not achieving it, they have the right and to be part of your business plan and part of the family business to say, hey, you haven't hit your goal. What's going on? Can I support further? Do you need to retweak things? All right. And then the final bit is clearly that in there, you know what it might be? Hey, part of this is Filani, part of this, and this was Linda's, I saw this, it was to give her something other than us, right? Me and work and my work talk and 3 kids and the Wiggles and cooking, cleaning, and groceries and, scrimping on every dollar we could save. It's like I didn't really mind that there was going to be several hours a week that she just went, and I didn't care what she did, right? So just get really clear, have those combos. Final bit on this topic as we hit the 8-minute mark is buy them a treat. Say at the end of the paycheck, hey, look at this. And if it's a little 6-pack of Coronas, or if it's, look at this, I've got date night going and I've got a new, I don't know, something, sexy to wear, whatever, right? Just involve them at some level of reward. All right.
And with the nicest of intentions, I got this from Wendy Campbell, the top of the tree. She's got like 90 NMDs in her organization in the US. She's like, men are simple. Give them what they want and then they'll let you do what they want. So that was just like, take care of them. Like, let them know that they're number one. They're the whole reason that you're doing it.
Pretty simple.
And I really agree. What I want to park with, I know it's 9 minutes and this is so fun on the micro training that we keep to the point. It's great. Who's enjoying micro training?
I've given Linda a stopwatch.
Yay, we love micro training. Okay.
We're moving on to training as a couple. Last point on that.
But there's this, I want to park in the place, not park for long, no parking, about when you're not making money and they're not seeing you progress. That's when partners begin to question. And here's why. I'm going to give you a very quick metaphor, and I love this metaphor. It's from Eric Worre when he talks about doing a 20 and 30, recruiting 20 people in 30 days. He said, most of you in network marketing after years and years and years of part-time are not in momentum because you're doing the very minimum and you're doing the scrolling and you're doing a little bit over time. He's like, stop doing that. People are tired of seeing you play small, play safe, especially your partners. They're like, is this thing going to take off or what? Like, are you going to like give it your all or what? Because they're actually seeing that you're playing safe. And I want you to consider that instead of blaming them, because that's easy to do, oh, they're not supportive, get clear on why and show them. Make them proud. Make them your reason why. So you're not one of these aeroplanes. This is the metaphor. You know how the aeroplanes wait to take off and they taxi around? They're just like wandering around the tarmac, waiting. And every now and then one takes off and everyone goes, oh, look, they just got to like NMD. They got to 50. Someone just takes off. You just start knowing their name and they just start being on the list and they're in every 5-1 and they took off. They got the secret, right? It's your time to lift off. Your partners, bless them, love them, appreciate them for all the time that you're just tarmacking around and playing safe. Send them the message when you're at Super Saturday and training, even tonight while you're on training. Go send them a text message right now. Let's have fun with this. Send them a text message right now and say, I appreciate you and the love and the support you give me to spread my wings in this business. I know it's not always convenient. I love you. I appreciate you. I cannot tell you how many people I encourage to do that at conferences, at retreats, and the messages that come back, right? They've got your back. They love you. They want you to do well. Make them proud. Make them front and center of the why and change the story that they're not supportive, because I bet you can give me 20 reasons where they do support you, where they are amazing, where they do have your back and where they are helping out. It mightn't be in all the ways that you want, but please hear me now. They deserve appreciation. What you focus on and appreciate grows. So if you focus and appreciate, like I would to James. James was never oppositional to this, but I did definitely make sure that I would write in cards. I would write in things. Every conference, he would write a note in my suitcase. And I would make sure that I'd leave him when the tears would come and everything would flood. I'd leave him the voice message of, I'm doing this for us. I'm so proud of us. Thank you for, making it possible that I'm here. So bring that love in. Okay, that's it. Micro training number 1.
That's a good topic.
13 minutes.
All right.
That's our best of.
Wonderful. And we're going to hit reset and start again. So
Topic 2, that
leads us into working as a couple. Let's say you've navigated the turbulent waters.
Don't do it. Don't do it. They just cut you off and they say the opposite.
God. touching my face. Oh my God. Oh dear, we've been married nearly 20 years. So working as a couple. So to bring me back on course, working as a couple. So listen, you may be one of the rare few who start in this as a couple, or it may build over time. For Linda and I, it was many years. We certainly had our own career choices and necessities that we were fulfilling. The one thing I did have was a passion and belief in the product. So I would think that as a starting line, you would need to get alignment with that, right? You've got to believe, thank God, we have the most simple, shortest product line of any company I've ever seen, right? With 3 or 4 products. And if you're in business together, you both need to know them and like them and probably take them and understand why. And if someone's not having omegas, why? And you can't have any sort of disconnect on a baseline product level. All right, that would be the starting point. We take them, we have them. Have you had yours? I haven't had mine. Hey, we run out. All right, I'm having half. Whatever it is. I think that that's essential. The next thing is to know that you're going to have different roles in there and different personalities. Linda is loud, talks a lot. I have to force myself to do that, right? So Linda, I sort of push out front, right? Push her at the front, and I'm good with that. I think that the notion that you're just going to play a supporter role, and I've been in that can be a challenge. If you guys supporting a girl and all of this can be like, yeah, you do it all. Yay, I'll be like in charge of admin. That can be something where you'll find some gaps. So why don't you talk now?
Couples. So I would. It's great working as a couple because I never would have thought of what he's already said so far. So honestly, we have come to really love doing a 3-way call together with someone if it's a potential, because James is amazing at reading body language and asking different questions to me. He's a blueprint personality, he's analytical. Usually in your partnership, you're the opposite, and that's why you're together, usually. So imagine a business, if it was all you. It'd be a nightmare. Could you imagine having a team of all of you? It'd be a nightmare. Could you imagine being married to you? Right? So you need the balance. It's so cool to have a masculine and a feminine, and it's so cool to have the different natural skill set that you bring to the table. So for instance, there's not lots and lots of couples that work together. It is usually someone who goes first. And, I saw that early on in the piece in America, and I really loved it. And it gave me hope and a vision that one day I'm going to out-earn you, James, and then you can quit the job. You won't have to travel on someone else's terms and be working on someone else's dreams. You work so hard. It'll be on our bottom line. It'll be in our dreams. And that seed that I planted for me and that I kept kind of whispering to him every now and then, I became so focused on that we made it a reality. And we know that we're probably not typical. We really do love working together. We always have, even before Juice Plus. We love hanging out together. So one of the other things that it's knowing each other's strengths, and it's doing more shutting up than ever before. Which, as James said, it's hard for me, easier for him. But the synergy, you both bring really different things to the business. James is naturally great with numbers, reports, analysis, the flow charts, all that kind of stuff. And I'm on the fly and, just a different skill set. So find the synergy, find what you love. One of James's favorite things to say is find your easy. So find your easy and stick to your easy and do lots of that, and the rest will take care of itself. Everything that's important will be done. And one of the most magical things about this business is it's not rocket science. Everything really is done for you. The systems are in place. The trainings are in place. The how-to is in place. The company do the rest. So really find your lane that you love, that you're easy, that you're passionate about, and stick to that.
And that could almost
Nicole
be.
and Carl, look how fun they are. I'm just going to spotlight them for a second because they're having a ton of fun here. And you guys, I mean, look at your gorgeous kids in the background. You're having fun. And part of you doing this was you wanted to work together too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
So what could you contribute at the risk of us, like, I'm going to give you 1 minute of our 8. Go. What's your best advice about working together and what you love and what to avoid?
Number one for me is communication. Communicating even when you don't agree with something, that's the best time to communicate. And, you know, listening as well. So that's part of it. Communicate. Thank you, honey. Yes, communication.
Yeah, and I think what to avoid is I don't structure things very well. So he'll be in the middle of something and I'll just jump on in there and, you know, offer something and he's just not ready. So maybe
Sounds similar. Flying by the seat of my pants and no, there's a structure here and you just can't come on in. That's perfect. What would you say about family? The last 7 minutes, I'm just about to move on with, you know, working and embracing this with family.
Yeah, with family.
Yes.
Yeah, that's the difficult part, I think. And we
Look at your cheerleader.
We work together, and we enjoy working together. So and like you said as well, we're both the opposite of each other. Yeah. Whereas Carl's he's very extrovert, and I'm the introvert.
Yeah.
So but together it's a really good synergy, I believe.
I love it.
Yes,
go ahead.
I think structure as well, as I said, you know, like communication structure. We are different people, but I've only had 28 years experience with it. I'm still learning.
22.
So it's structure, and we work differently, but also communication, getting time out. But my thing is focusing energy on one thing. We work together, we train together, we live together. So it's getting that time, and for me, it's focusing the energy on with Juice Plus amongst the kids and everything else. But we're loving it. We're loving the journey.
Oh, I love that. Thank you, guys. I know I put you on the spot. Brilliant. We love that.
Thank you.
And so to finish up.
So thank you. Thank you, guys. So the next point we'll go through is working with kids. And it's pretty apt that you guys have got your kids there in the background. Many of us do. As I started this, it was, hey, put it on mute, yell at the kids, come shut the door, get the dog, do all the things. Work with kids. And I think really simply in our last handful of minutes is Linda, you know, used to do this with us before I was on board when she had a run at something. We were going to conference and she called it the family contract. Why don't you talk about that?
I think that when it's a family goal, when it becomes bigger than you and your family is included and they're front and center, and you can get really clear with, you know, each as our kids have grown, we've had sort of age appropriate incentives and rewards as a family for them. So they've always been pretty clear about what we do, who we help, who we impact. We share a lot of the stories. This is what happened today. This is, you know, we listen to their day. This is what we did. We did great today. You'd be proud of us. This is what we've created. And we're always working toward a really big goal, and there's lots of mini milestone goals on the way. So the big goals are things like the trip to Europe, Disneyland. I mean, they're big and out there. And we didn't start dreaming that big until I was 5 years in already, guys. So the first initial goals were things like swimming lessons and, you know, Smiley's Play Centre. And, you know, you'll get the new shoes at the start of, you know, next year. You won't have to have the old ones. Just little things that matter to them. So we still are in this habit of asking them now, what's most important to you? What would you love? And it's so funny at this next, you know, family contract that we put in place, because I'm writing and creating something at the moment. And so we've got a 3-week kind of agreement with them that mum after dinner is going into the office, even when it's not team training night. These 2 extra nights, she's going to have these blocks. Are we all good for that? What's most important to you during the week other than after school pickup time? And then they say, well, we still want game night. We still want to do, we still want dessert, right? They just come up with their things that are really important. When it becomes a team goal, guess what? You have a thermometer somewhere. This always worked really well. And if you're after 5 customers and 1 team, let's just say you're going for the 5-1 bonus or the re-promote right now. You need 4 premium orders, right? To nab your bonus. Put it up on the wall. Let them know this is what I'm going for this month. Can we do it? I'm going to get a $150 bonus, and we're all going to wherever it is. Carbonara at their favorite place. Just the really basic things. Guess what? Guess who they start checking in on? Like, go mum, get on that phone, mum, go do your call, mum, good luck, mum, we love you. And they leave little notes around for you. So suddenly the people who could be complaining the most are now your cheer squad, and they're cheering you on. So my question to you about working with family is, how can you include them? How can they have ownership with this? How can they enjoy the process with you and know that this is a family business? So this is how you really bring this to life, by creating a family business. It starts with you and your intention there. So that's what I would say on that.
Awesome. I love it. I think, again, you treat this like a business. So you have a month-to-month goal. You have a month-end, hustle. Your kids are aware of that. They might know it's month end done. Yeah, we're going for ice cream. Whatever it is. I mean, kids are reward-based, right? So if we can build in some treats and some rewards that are really relevant to them, they're going to cheer and support us, because we know, and if you haven't had this issue, it will be, oh, such and such is on the phone. And it'll be like, oh, not Christy again. Oh, not Ronaldo, right? Because they know those names, right? Susan's having a laugh. Because they know that team you used to talk to all their time. And it's like, now they know when Ronaldo's on the phone. That's good, because we're talking biz and we're helping people, and that's a good thing. And let it never be lost on any of us that with children, we're setting a foundation for their health and for their well-being in a language that they're probably not going to be getting at school, and they may not be getting, through their friends and other families and all the rest. But it starts at home. If we teach them good nutrition, and that's what we're about, then, oh my goodness, what a remarkable platform to educate and raise them on, right? So that's what I love about it.
Just some great comments here from others that the kids, others have set up a kids reward system to, 30 minutes. I'm going for this training. If you're all good and you're all quiet, then we get to do then we get to do, and those little mini rewards for kids, even when they're 2 and 3, they know after Peppa Pig, once you've done Peppa Pig, I'm over here working next to you. I honestly built an empire in Peppa Pig. That's what I say. When someone tells me I don't know if I've got time, I just say, you've got Peppa Pig. Watch what we can do when we're determined and focused in Peppa Pig. So that's pretty funny. And the other thing is, Naomi, you said this, set expectations. Set expectations about, I'm going to go and work between this and this, and if I get that done and really focused, and you guys, we call it wombling free in the house. If you guys are wombling free, being good, entertaining yourselves, doing the right thing, there's no big crazy fights, then we get to. And that would be my last tip there. So awesome.
That's it.
3 topics.
Thank you, gang. Thank you for tuning in. That's what we want to try and do here in the space of 30 minutes, is bring 3 topics in that will be relevant, or polar opposites. We're not sure yet, but we've got so many little trainings and micro bits that we can, we want to share. So we'll say over and out for now. Anything you need, post in the group, and we'll see you on soon. Okay. See you, gang.
Thanks.